Hello everyone, I'm Grace Fang, 我是方老师。I like to teach Chinese, 我喜欢教中文。Today, we are going to learn this wonderful language, Mandarin Chinese. 我们今天要学一个非常有趣的语言。And then I will try to use all the ways to teach you how to pronounce it correctly and beautifully with all kinds of intonation and also the written sound and all kinds of romanizations. Thank you. And now, we're going to have a look how we're going to say this language. There are several ways to say it. For example, you might hear people say, oh, that's 普通话. What is 普通话? 普通话 means common speech, okay? And normally, we say Chinese is 普通话. And also, we will hear people say, oh, that's 国语. 国语, national language, that term is used in Taiwan. And also, we will hear people say, oh, that's 汉语. 汉语 means the speech, the language by Han people. And 华语, 华语 actually is a language talked in Asia. This is also another name for Mandarin language. Or very likely, you will hear people say, that's 北京话. 北京话 actually is a language of the city Beijing. They are all the same language, Mandarin Chinese, the language you are going to learn. Okay, so the first important thing is Romanization. And remember, Chinese originally is written with the symbols. We have a beautiful Chinese characters. However, in order to help the students, the beginners, to learn how to speak it quickly, we will use Romanization. And in Taiwan, we have another system called 注音符号 or ppmf. That's another phonetic symbols. We will talk about it later. Now, we focus on 汉语拼音. That is to use English alphabets to spell the Chinese sound. Chinese sound is very, very simple. However, the most difficult part is the intonation or say pitch. We have different kind of It's a bit like singing, yes. But if you don't really grasp the spirit of the intonation, you might pronounce differently. And that will cause a lot of misunderstanding. And yet, in terms of writing, recording the sound, many people like to use alphabet. Okay, we can use alphabet to help us to remember how to pronounce the sound. Actually, since 19th centuries, there are several systems like Weststyle systems or the system from French or German. That is all right. But nowadays, we use 汉语拼音. That is to use alphabets to go together with our tone symbols, tone markers on top of the vowel, A, E, I, O, U. Now, let's have a look how to write it. Okay, 汉语拼音 generally speaking means Han, language, spell, sound. And that system is very effective, very good, and is recognized all over the world and also by the United Nations. And now, Chinese proficiency test, we will use 汉语拼音 as well. So, we use ppmf, another system in Taiwan. They are totally different. However, use ppmf or say 注音符号, we might be able to grasp the nuance of the pronunciation. However, to use 汉语拼音, which is basically to use English letters to memorize the Chinese sound, that is easier for the foreigners to learn Chinese quickly. So either way, they have their strengths. We will learn both. Okay, so in terms of the tone, that is the core or say the heart of Chinese language. is a bit like music, a bit like singing. And each tone will have its characteristics. And also we have 4 very different tones. And then each sound will definitely have a tone. We have also a neutral one, which is a bit light. And remember, if you pronounce the tone differently, you might cause misunderstanding. So let's have a look. The 4 tones are important. So the first tone, imagine the zoom, the sound zoom, and we try to keep it flat and high. So we say zoom, and we say If you can hold your sound high and try to keep it for 3 seconds, and you will try to imitate the Chinese first tone. Let's try the sound ba, a, ba, and use the first tone that is ba. Okay? Try to keep it flat and try to think the sound is going high and still. Okay, the second one is the second tone, which is going up. So the rising up tone is like okay, so you have a beginning point, which is a little bit lower, and you rise your voice up. Let's use the word ba sound as a practice. So ba, if you're going to pronounce it in the second tone, that is ba, ba, ba. Can you feel it? If you cannot remember the differences, you can try to use eyebrow to going up, and then try to help you to remember the sound. And the third one is very difficult, kind of, well, comparatively. So the third one, you have to going down and then going up, down and up. So you can really move your chin down and then lift up your head a little bit up. So that can help you to remember the sound. So let's use ba sound as a kind of practice. So if ba sound gonna be the third tone, that is ba, ba. And then the fourth one is easier. The fourth one, you need to really pronounce the sound short and then sharp and then a little bit rigid. Okay, so use ba sound as the practice is ba. And later on, I will show you how to do it with all your kind of gesture and your physical movement to help you to remember these 4 tones. And after that, you need to remember this kind of structure. Okay, first one is high and flat. And the second one is actually you go from the kind of middle level to the higher position. And then the third one is so you go down and you go up later. And then the fourth one is going down. So remember this chart and then try to imagine the sound. If you can feel the sound, you can imagine the sound, you will definitely pronounce it right. Okay? And now, remember how to really mark the tone into your alphabet spelling, into your romanization. Normally, we have at least 1 vowel. It's very much like any English word, okay? And you mark the tone symbol. The first one, it will just flat, okay? And the second one, you will have the stroke going up. And third one, you simply have a tick. And the fourth one, you have the tone going down, and then you mark down. Remember, try to find the vowel the vowel. A-E-I-O-U is a vowel of English, also is a vowel of Chinese. And we have U sound, and then we have E sound. That's it. So you find the vowels, you mark the tone on top. However, if there are two vowels, you need to mark on the main one, okay? And also sometimes they will have a long one, 3 vowels. Again, very likely when you write the spelling, the middle one, the middle vowel will be skipped. So you will mark on the main one. Mark on the main vowel the tone symbol. And also they will have an, this kind of complex or compound sound. If that is the case, find the N, the nasal sound. Nasal means your nose, okay? N sound. Before N, there must be a vowel, and then you mark the tone symbol on the vowel. This is a 汉语拼音 system. So once you remember your tone, you imagine what kind of things you are speaking, what kind of tones you are pronouncing, and you can start to do a right kind of a recording of your sound. Okay, so let's try to do a little bit movement of your body, okay? So when you pronounce the first tone and try to keep the sound flat, okay? And you can have a little bit gesture like this, flat, ba, ba. And the second tone, you can move your eyebrow a little bit up, ba, ba. And the third tone, you will move your chin down and then move your head up later, ba, ba. And then the fourth one, you will have to stamp on your feet. So I'm gonna stand up and stamp. The fourth tone is easier. The tone number 4, you can have some gestures and some movement to help you to remember the tone. So take ba as an example. We pronounce ba, ba, ba. Okay? While you stamp and you put all your stress down, and then you can pronounce really sharp and then with a little bit energy. So you remember the tone, number 4. From number 1, ba, flat and smooth. And number 2, ba, going up, ba, going up. And number 3, ba, ba. And number 4, ba, and ba. So practice it and remember it. Use all your body to help you to remember how to pronounce the sound with the correct tones. Now, remember, we try to use a gesture to memorize the tone. So actually, the way we do it is like your voice, okay? So, ba, first one, and ba, going up, and ba, lower your chin, and then going up later, and ba, you stamp your feet, and use all the kind of physical movement to imitate the sound, to imitate how you pronounce the Chinese sound. That can help you to have a longer memory, and you will pronounce it with a little bit gesture. That is great. Now, let's have a look. The basic ma sound and the ba sound. How should we do it? Okay? Ma, ma. Keep your pitch a little bit high and flat and still going for 3 seconds. And the second one, tone number 2, ma, ma, ma. You can raise your eyebrow or lift up your head a little bit. And tone number 3, remember going down, ma, and then up, ma, ma. And then number 4, you stamp your feet sharply, ma, ma. Okay, now let's try to practice another sound, ba sound. Okay, now tone number 1, follow me, ba, ba, ba. And tone number 2, ba, ba, ba. And tone number 3, ba, ba, ba. And tone number 4, ba, ba, ba. Do you get it? I hope you enjoy it. And the whole movement can help you to imitate the sound. And also we have a neutral tone, which actually is not marked in 汉语拼音. However, in /p/p/m/f or 注音符号 system, it will have a little dot. Okay, so this kind of neutral tone will give a little bit emotional expressions of variation to the sentence, to the things you are going to express. For example, 你吃了吗? Ma, and that ma sound actually is a little bit light and very interesting and cute, isn't it? Ma, ma. And also, if you want to suggest somebody to do something, you will use ba, ba, 走吧, let's go, 吃吧, let's eat. Therefore, ba or ma or any other tones with a light tone, that is really, really important. With that, the listener will feel the kind of suggestions or implication of the message. So we will also practice that light tone in our dialogue later.